Good morning, children. Let's proceed with the next paragraph of the lesson. So, in previous class, we have seen that Della came out of her flat and she was going into the market. When she reached the market, what she did, let's see. Where she stopped, the sign read, Ma'am Saffroni, hair goods of all kinds. So, where she came, children? After admiring her long hair, she continuously looked into the mirror and she admired her long hair. Her long hair was compared with the Queen of Sheba. And later, after making up her mind, she came out of her flat and directly she came to hair goods, to a saloon where there was a lady managing that shop. And what is her name? Her name was Ma'am Saffroni. One flight up, Della ran and collected herself, panting. Madam, large, too white, chilly, hardly looked the Saffroni. Will you buy my hair? Asked Della. Without wasting a single second, children, Della hurriedly she came to the shop and she was breathing very fastly. Panting means she was breathing very fastly. She came hurriedly without wasting a single second. So this was observed by the shopkeeper also. Ma'am Saffroni observed her. And without wasting a single second, here Della asked the question to Saffroni. What she asked, children? Will you buy my hair? So what Della is going to do, children? What she is going to sacrifice? She is going to sacrifice her hair. That means she is going to sell her hair and in return she will get the amount. And from that amount she will purchase a gift to Jim. I buy hair, said Madam. Take your hat off and let's have a sight at the looks of it. So before purchasing her hair, Madam Saffroni, she wanted to have a look, have a glance on her hair. So she asked Della to remove her hat. So after when Della removed her hat, Madam Saffroni, she saw her hair. So those hair were so beautiful. Down rippled the brown cascade. Here the author tells that like the waterfall, her hair fell on her shoulder and they reached up to the knee. $20, said Madam, lifting the mass with a practiced hand. Give it to me quick, said Della. See, after looking at her hair, beautiful hair, Saffroni said that she will give her $20. $1.87 she was having in her hand. And here by adding $20, how much the amount will become, children? It will become $21.87. Isn't it? So soon Della agreed to that. And she said, give it to me. Give it quickly. Without wasting time. She asked. Let's see what happens. Oh, and next 2 hours tripped by on rosy wings, forget the hashed metaphor, she was ransacking the stores for Jim's present. So she sold her hair, children. After selling her hair, she got $20. Those $20 she added with her amount. And after coming out of that saloon, she started to look at the presents. She started to search the suitable present for the Jim. So she was going in every store and she was looking the particular gift for Jim, the precious gift for the Jim. She found it at last. See, lastly she found it. In need of, in which kind of gift she wanted, in need of which kind of, she was in need of the gift. Lastly she found that kind of gift for the Jim. It surely had been made for Jim and no one else. See, even the author tells us that that present was made only for Jim. It was for Jim only. It was made for Jim. There was no other like it in any of these stores, and she had turned all of them inside out. It was platinum fob chain, simple and chaste in design, properly proclaiming its value by substance alone, and not by mere treacherous ornamentation, as all good things should do. See, what is that, children? What is the present? It is the platinum fob chain, the chain which is used for the watch. It was made up of platinum. Actually, that was not so much designed, children. It was very simple and it was very suitable for gym, the suitable gift for the gym. Understood? So, here she had searched in all the stores. Finally, she had got this in this store. This kind of gift she had not found in any of the store, children. Okay? It was even worthy of the watch. See, that chain was suitable to the watch also. The watch, the gold watch which Jim was having. As soon as she saw it, she knew that it must be Jim's. It was like him. Quietness and value, the description applied to both. The chain was looking very valuable, children, and it was looking very pretty, very attractive. And she thought that Della thought that it is very suitable to Jim's personality. $21 they took from her for it. She hurried home with the 87 cents. So how much she paid to that fob chain, children? She paid it $21. Total amount she was having only $21 in her hand, and that amount only she paid it. She purchased the chain and hurriedly, only 87 cents were left in her hand. Hurriedly she came back to her flat. With that chain on his watch, Jim might be properly anxious about the time in any company. Grand as the watch was, he sometimes looked at it on the sly on account of the old leather strap that he used in place of a chain. So here, after purchasing the gift, Della was feeling very happy that Jim will finally become very happy by seeing the present what she is going to give him. Here Jim was having a leather, children. He had tied that gold watch with a leather and he was keeping that watch in his pocket. When he was when he was working in his company, when he used to see the watch, when he used to see the time, he used to remove that watch from his pocket, and he was getting little disappointed that he has tied that precious watch with a leather. So now that disappointment will go when Della will present that chain. When Della will present that chain, the Jim will tie that watch to that chain, children. Have you got an idea now? So this is what Della wanted. Della not wanted Jim to get disappointed that he had tied the gold chain with a leather strip. So she wanted to make him proud of that watch. She wanted to make him feel like how much valuable the watch is, that much value he is having himself. Means the belongings also. He should not get disappointed that he is not having a chain to tie a watch. Isn't it? When Della reached home, her intoxication gave way a little to prudence and reason. She got out her curling irons and lighted the gas and went to work repairing the ravages made by generosity added to love, which is always a tremendous task. Dear friends, a mammoth task. After carrying that carrying that chain to her home, little she was worried here, children. Why? Because she had sold her hair. Only short hair she was having, and she she dressed up those hair. She made it curly, children. After curling her hair, she went and lighted the gas. She started to prepare dinner, and she started to do all the works of the home, household works. It was just here author tells us that to complete the household works is a tremendous task. Yes, it is correct. It is a mammoth task, means it is a big task. How to keep the house clean. So here, after dressing her hair, she started to prepare the food, and after preparing food she will clean the house. Means she wanted to welcome Jim in a very grand manner. Within 40 minutes, her head was covered with tiny, close lying curls that made her look wonderfully like a truant schoolboy. She looked at her reflection in the mirror long, carefully, and critically. Within 40 minutes, what she did, children, she dressed up her hair and she curled it. Then here, how she was looking, she was looking just like a schoolboy. Means here in what happens in UK, in foreign countries, the small schoolboys, have you seen the judge, children, the judge in foreign countries, how they wear the uh, cap cap like what we call it, curly hairs, same like that. She curled her hair, and it just is a comparison, children. She was looking like a schoolboy. Again, she looked her reflection in the mirror. Here we can see how much she is missing her long hair, children. She might be missing her long hair. For that reason only she is continuously looking her reflection in the mirror. If Jim doesn't kill me, she said to herself, before he takes a second look at me, he will say, I look like a Coney Island chorus girl. But what could I do? Oh, what could I do with $1.87? After looking the image in the mirror, she was convincing herself. Why she is convincing, children? She was getting scared that Jim will not scold her. She was expecting that Jim would be happy by looking at her present, what she has brought for him. He should not scold her because she had sold her hair. And when, first of all, when he will have a look on her hair, maybe he will think that she is looking like Coney Island chorus girl. Means the girls who stand behind the singer, who gives a chorus sound, or singing behind the singer, children. So here she is just convincing herself that Jim would not get angry on her. Jim should get convinced why she has done it. Jim should not Jim should not think that Della has made a mistake. But what to do, children? She was not having enough amount. To get enough amount, she has sold her hair, and she got $20. Then only it was possible for her to purchase a gift. Otherwise, she could have come empty handed. At 7 o'clock, the coffee was made and the frying pan was on the back of the stove, hot and ready to cook the chops. So it was nearly 7 o'clock in the evening. She was in the kitchen. She was busy with her chores. Maybe she was cooking. The frying pan was on the stove, and while cooking only, she was thinking about the Jim. When Jim is going to return, she was waiting for him. Jim was never late. Della doubled the fob chain in her hand and sat on the corner of the table near the door that he always entered. Then she heard his step on the stairway down on the first flight, and she turned white for just a moment. She had a habit of saying little silent prayers about the simplest everyday things, and now she whispered, Please God, make him think I am still pretty. Jim was always on time, children. He was never late. So she heard the footsteps on the uh, staircase, and she sat on the table which was near to the door, and she was expecting that when the door will be opened by Jim, the Jim will look at her hair. And she held the chain in her hand very tightly. She was praying it, and every day she was having a habit of saying prayer, children, silently, but this time she was whispering, and she was whispering that Jim should not get angry on her, and he should still think that she is looking pretty. That's what. She Della should appear pretty to him even if she has lost her hair. She was praying a lot like this. Okay? The door opened and Jim stepped in and closed it. He looked thin and very serious. Poor fellow, he was only 22 and to be burdened with the family. He needed a new overcoat and he was without gloves. See, finally, Jim reached his flat and he opened the door. When he stepped in and he closed the door, here the appearance of the Jim author describes us. He looks very thin and very serious. So he is, what is his age, children? His age is only 22. Means in such age, in such small age, he is carrying the burden of a family. Means it is, why burden means he has to look after the family, he has to earn in that such young age. He was not having proper gloves also. He was only having a coat. So when he reached the flat, he just stood in front of Della. Jim stopped inside the door as immovable as a setter at the scent of quail. His eyes were fixed upon Della, and there was an expression in them that she could not read, and it terrified her. It was not anger, nor surprise, nor disapproval, nor horror, nor any of the sentiments that she had been prepared for. He simply stared at her fixedly with that peculiar expression on his face. Della wriggled off the table and went for him. When he closed the door, he just stood silently watching Della, children. It was a surprise for him. He didn't move at all from his place. He fixed his eyes on Della, and there was not a single expression of angriness, not a single expression of surprise, even the emotions, the sentiments, even not the single expression of disapproval. Just he went on staring on her hair, children. Means she was having very short hair. How the hair used to be before, those hair are not like that now. She is having curly hair. This made him to look at her, to stare at her continuously. Then Della got scared. She wriggled, means slowly she got up from the table. She was unable to speak with him, and she wanted to convince him that why she has sold her hair. Here Jim was not speaking a single word also. He was not scolding her. Just he stood silently, children. He not speak. He not spoke, and he did not tell anything. He did not show disapproval. He did not show any sentiment. Not a surprise also. He was not shocked at all. This made Della to get worried. So she got up from the table and she went near to him. What happens next? This is what the question is. We will find the answer for this question in the next session. Your homework is, children, you have to find out the meanings of the difficult words. Yourself, you have to find out. Okay? We will meet you in the next session.